Bust the head.
ODing on the beat, Narcan flow. We outside. We outside with it. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one West for that bag and we outside. We outside. I got the world in the palm of my hand. One West sleeve stretch, do it live on the gram. Had a whole world viewing. Click and subscribe. Had them niggas off the block, tell them shooters they want a job. I just put them on the payroll. When I get control them, I just mold them like they Play-Doh. Soldiers giving Halo, trying to get up at them pesos. 40 cows send you out of space, Jeff Bezos. And Jeff Bezos, leave you all boxed up. All cause my delivery. I be on that prime shit. Take you time to get with me. Got me like Vladimir. Treat you like the Ukraine. Raid your little city, now you boating like Usain. Scope costs more than the rifle. I got new aim, fresh kick, spit with the blick. Not my shoe game. Used to have a dirty 30 tied to a shoestring. Now I got that Ruger 5 and 7. That's my boot thing. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one West for that bag and we outside. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one West for that bag and we outside. We outside. I don't talk hardly. Be there when you call me. Send them Philly clippers at your head like a baldy. Chopper get to run down your block like a Harley. No, this ain't a big hog. This the big dog.
In your city, swinging through the jungle like it's pitfall. In the water wading, marching to my cadence. Big burst of thunder in my hands like I'm reading. Shitty little combat sounds, but I ain't playing.
Look them in the eye before the war like a weigh-in. I'm up in the AM, politicking movements with that Draco from the vid because it's proven. Waiting on my brother how to bid, he ain't do shit. That's how life go. Win some, you lose. Seen a little nigga beat a big nigga out his shoes. Seen that nigga come back, pull up with a gun strap, rob everybody outside, told him run that. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. My Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. It's one West for that bag and we outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. We outside, and we outside. Outside, and we outside.
Get the breakdown.
Bust the head.
ODing on the beat, Narcan flow. We outside. We outside with it.
Let's get right to it, dog. You know it's raw. Well, let me catch you.
Let's get it. Now, Shalom Israel, YAHAWASHI, YAHUSHUA. I am priest and officer of 5,000 Yadai, holding it down for officer of 5,000 Marah. Officer Marah is one of the hardest working brothers in Philadelphia. He will be back next Friday, you know what I mean, to teach everybody, you know what I mean, Hebrew. Officer Marah does an excellent job with that Hebrew, but I got a topic of my own tonight. I'm going to put some Hebrew up on the board for y'all. And one of those words that I'm going to give you right now is Har Magog Dun. which is Armageddon. Armageddon meaning World War III. It's coming. It's coming to America. It's coming to the entire earth. And you want to know why it's coming? Because of the oppression that has happened to the Lord's chosen people. And who are the Lord's chosen people? Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. We are God's chosen people. Right. And it is important for us to understand that. Important for us to realize, that the time that we have right now is to get right. The time right now that we have is to get it together. As a matter of fact, I'm in Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. Also, too, if y'all have any questions, I will be answering all of your questions. You know what I mean? I got you on the questions tonight. If y'all got any questions, type them in the chat. Don't be shy. Type them in the chat. I got you. But if I could, give me the book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 11, Bubba Kusho.
This is the book of Romans chapter 13, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
And that knowing the time.
And that knowing the time. And that knowing the time is this. We know what the time is, black man, Latino man and woman. You got to know what the time is. We see it right here. Donald Trump is back in office. I don't think people understand. I done heard some brothers and sisters, you know what I mean, talking about, well, we can go to Canada. You know, they was talking that nonsense when he won the first time, when he beat that she-devil, the first she-devil Hillary. Right. We can go to the islands. We can escape. Ain't nowhere you can go. Because what you don't understand, Black, Latino, First Nation man and woman, no matter where you go on the earth, you have to deal with one major problem that has been a burden, and that has been a thorn in the side of every black man and Latino man and First Nation man and woman, and that is that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. El hombre blanco es el diablo. You have a misconception that the oppressor of Canada is different than Donald Trump. That the oppressor woman president of Mexico, who is an oppressor, by the way, who is not a sister, who is not Israel, she's the devil that the Bible speaks of. You think that all these, you know what I mean, oppressors are different. They're not. There is no difference between Donald Trump and Pooh Shiesty. Oh, that's right. They don't know who Pooh Shiesty is. They think it's that little brother, that little rapper from Atlanta. The real Pooh Shiesty is Vladimir Putin. And let me tell you something. There ain't no difference between Zelensky, Woman of the Year of Ukraine. He was Woman of the Year. You know, he liked the cross-dress Quatazar, but that's a whole nother topic. Zelensky and Putin, they're one and the same. Trump and Zelensky are one and the same. Trump and Joe Biden are one and the same. Black, Latino, First Nation man and woman, and that knowing the time. Read.
That now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
And now that it is high time to awake out of sleep. It is high time to awake out of sleep. Now is the time to wake up. It's time to wake up, black man and woman. You cannot continue to be rocked to sleep by the same nonsense. And some of y'all thought Kamala was going to win. No, I saw him quite as well. Right. They thought she was going to win. They were so upset. Some of you ignorant sisters took to Twitter and blamed black men. Do you realize that it was stupid Negroes out there, stupid brothers that followed after you and voted for her? I'm proud of the brothers that actually didn't vote for neither one. And those brothers I'm talking about are in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. It's a percentage of brothers out there, Quatas out, that didn't vote at all. Let me tell you something. Right. The main reason why, and they're not gonna like this, Quatas out, but I'm gonna say it. First of all, brother, your woman shouldn't be leading you nowhere except the bedroom. You know what I mean? Your lady, your rib, your wife, she should not be leading you nowhere except to the bedroom. That is it. You lead her. That is the natural order of things. Kamala was going to rock everybody back to sleep, and her agenda is the same as Trump's. I don't want our people to have a misconception, right, that there is a different agenda between the two, because they're two wings of the same eagle. There's no difference between being a Democrat or a Republican, two wings of the same bird. In that knowing the time that it is high time to awake out of sleep. Now is the time to wake up, man, and stop voting. Stop putting your trust in this place. Stop putting your trust in the oppressor, because you see where that got you. I saw you out there crying. Kamala lost. Oh, you should have saw DL Huey Quataza Karab. He was crying real tears. And then that Hamite Obama tried to demonize brothers, saying, "Well, the problem is you Negro man, you know you got a stutter problem. You don't want to vote for Kamala. You out there looking at Trump." First of all, Barry, you know, who's a Hamite, by the way, Barry the Hamite. That's what we're gonna call Obama. Barry the Hamite. You're not a black man. You don't know our struggle. You don't know our burden, and neither does Kamala. Kamala is a white woman. Her father is a white man, and her mother is East Indian. Even the judge, Joe Brown, said it. He said, I met her father. Her father's white, and her mom's East Indian. Where did the black come from? We fall for every okie doke that they put in front of us, black man and woman. Kamala was out there with a Southern accent, an Hispanic accent, trying to get votes. When she doesn't give a fuck, Salaki for the language, she don't give a damn about our people. She don't. And you should feel insulted that she thought, oh, let me bring Meg Thee Stallion. Let me go get Cardi B. Let me go get Glorilla. Let's sing and dance. That'll get the Negroes to vote for me. Nigga, you should feel insulted. Your intelligence should be insulted that your vote could be bought with Meg Thee Stallion shaking her ass. Cardi B, Glorilla, come on, man. Now is the time to awake out of sleep. Why? Read.
For now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
Our salvation is nearer than what we believed. Our salvation is right around the corner. And what we got to realize, Black, Latino, and Native American Indian man and woman, what we have to do is get right.
Right.
Now is the time to get right. This ain't the time to continue in the wickedness that we was in. We got to get right. Now is the time to separate. Oh, yeah. Separation is key. Separation is absolutely key. Quadazar, give me Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26. And can you give me one of the phones, Bubba Quashaw? One of the phones that be up here? Let me get one of them. I'm gonna go live on TikTok. I ain't done it in a while, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go live on TikTok. All right. Because we have to separate black man and woman. That's what we have to do. Separation is key. And you know what else we got to realize too? We were lied to make it seem like that integration was going to be this thing that was going to help our people. It wasn't. Integration was the worst thing to ever happen to our people. I need us to understand that. Integration was the worst thing because you know what we lost? We lost our sense of community. More so, because now we don't have our businesses, we don't have any restaurants, we don't have any schools, any hospitals. We had all of that beforehand. But when the oppressor came along, that became a problem. That became a problem. And that's why, as Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, why it's important for us to separate from the oppressor. Now, I'm going to read it for you. I'm going to go to the book of Leviticus, right? The 20th chapter. No sweat. No sweat up. No sweat. We'll go to Leviticus. Give me Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 20. So it's a lot. It might be it's a phone bag in the Holies of Holies. Ain't no phones in there?
Phone bag?
It's a bag in there. It might be. It's a bag in there, I believe. Yeah, it might have them in there. Now, Leviticus 20 and verse 26 says this, and ye shall be holy unto me. What does the word holy mean? I'll tell you. The word holy means to be separate, set apart. It's not your pastor or your imam with the white robe and gown on. That's not what it means to be holy. Holy means to be separate. Holy means to be set apart. Now, Reading on. For I, the Lord, am holy. Wait a minute. For I, the Lord, am holy, meaning this. The Lord is separate. The Lord, the Most High ain't the God of everybody. He's only the God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. He's only our God. Understand that. Feel that for a second. That if you, and this is another misconception that we learned in the Christian church, that in the Muslim mosques, is that God loves everybody. And that is not true. That's not true. The Most High does not love everybody. The Most High only loves his people. Pick it up, Quatazar. Read again from the top. Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26. Shalom, TikTok. Mm-hmm. Come.
You want me to put the top?
Come.
YAHUWAH is the book of Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me.
The Lord said, ye shall be holy unto me, meaning ye shall be separate. Read.
YAHUWAH. For I, the Lord, am holy.
For I, the Lord, am holy, meaning the Most High is separate. And understanding that the Most High is separate, guess what else is coming up next week that everybody's getting ready to celebrate? Everybody's getting ready to celebrate Esau's holiday, the oppressor's holiday, Thanksgiving. And let me explain something to every black and Latino that's getting ready to celebrate Thanksgiving. A question. Would you go out next Friday and have a dinner in honor of the unaliving and the bombardment of missiles upon the Palestinians? That's a question. It's a question I'm asking. Would you go out and celebrate their genocide? Most good Christian black Latinos and Native Indians, quite as I would say, no. Why would we get together and do that? Let me ask another question. Quite as I, what if we got together every year, right, and had a big feast? What if me and Quatazar are going to have a feast every September 11th? Every September 11th, me and Quatazar are going to invite all our friends and have a big party on September 11th. You would think that me and Quatazar were the most evil men on the planet. Right. That is how we view you if you're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. Because Thanksgiving is nothing but the celebration of the mass unaliving of the Native American and Seminole Indians. Did not God love the Native American Indians and the Seminole Indians? Yes, he did. The Native American Indians, so-called, are the tribe of Gad. The First Nation man and woman, they are the tribe of Gad biblically. The Seminole Indians, they are the tribe of Reuben. We're all born in the Hebrew. The Most High absolutely loves the First Nation man and woman. And guess what? Justice will be served by the hand of a black man who the world ignorantly knows is Jesus Christ. When the Lord said, and ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, meaning the Most High is separate. The Most High is set apart. And we shouldn't be doing none of these holidays. First of all, not to throw a lot of you brothers and sisters under the bus, but a lot of you, I saw you, Quatazar. I saw them on my timeline. It was like, we don't celebrate Columbus Day. He was an oppressor. We don't mess with Columbus. It's Indigenous Day. But you getting ready to get together next Thursday and have turkey and nasty cranberry sauce and all the abomination, ham and all that, you're a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite. And you should be ashamed of yourself because you wouldn't go out and celebrate. Like I said, Quatazar, if we was to get together tomorrow and have a dinner in commemoration of what's going on in Palestine and how they're getting abused by Netanyahu, we would be the most evil men on the planet, especially if we got together on September 11th and celebrated that. Why are you going to celebrate Thanksgiving? Think about that for a second. But God loves everybody. Ooh-wee. That's what you have to think about and understand. Most High does not love everybody. On the contrary, the Lord loves that black man and woman, that Latino man and woman. The Lord loves that Native Indian and Seminole Indian man and woman. For he said, for I, the Lord, am holy. The word holy means to be set apart, separate, right. Meaning the Lord is holy. His people are holy. The Israelites, the Jews of antiquity, we are God's chosen people, and we are holy unto the Most High, for the Most High is holy. Keep reading.
And have severed you from other people.
And have severed you from other people. Meaning the Lord severed us from other people. Meaning we were severed. If I was to take a blade and sever my arm from my body, it's no longer attached. Meaning the Most High took the Israelites and severed us from other people. Because everybody is supposed to have their own land. They're supposed to have their own everything. As a matter of fact, what is that? Give me Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter and the 7th verse. I'll show you that in the Bible. And this is another thing that they're not going to teach you. We actually read the Bible here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And I'm going to say it for TikTok, and they might not have heard. If you have any questions, type your questions in. I will be answering all of your questions tonight. Read Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 8.
Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse
32 and verse 8.
32, verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations.
The Most High divided to who?
The nations.
The Lord divided to the nations. Meaning the Most High does not want everybody to be together all kumbaya. So when you read in Leviticus, the 20th chapter and the 26th verse, when the Lord is speaking to the children of Israel, the Israelites, speaking to blacks and Latinos, understand something. He said, when I have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. The Lord severed us for a reason, because he divided the nations. Believe it or not, right? Everybody is supposed to be with their own people. And that's one thing that I am very envious about with these other nations. Chinese have a sense of community. Japanese have a sense of community. East Indians have a sense of community. The Palestinians have a sense of community where they're banding together to fight against oppression of Netanyahu and the rest of the state of Israel. Where is that for blacks and Latinos and Native American Indians? Where is that? You know what they tell us to do, TikTok? They tell us to go vote. They tell us to go out and march. Could you imagine if we went to the Palestinians and said, you know what you need to do? You need to march against Netanyahu. You need to go out there and march. You need to hold hands in hands and march on the Capitol and let them abuse you, but sing Kumbaya, we shall overcome. They're not going to do that. And black man, Latino man, and woman, we were fools for doing so. The Most High divided to the nations, read,
their inheritance.
Their inheritance, meaning every nation has their inheritance.
Right.
The Chinese are where they're supposed to be. The East Indians are where they're supposed to be. The Arabs are where they're supposed to be. Keep reading. And guess what? They also have their own gods too, but we're going to get into that too. We're going to get into that and how, you know, that's also going to lead to the title. Keep going.
When he separated the sons of Adam.
The Lord did what?
Separated the sons of Adam.
The Lord separated the sons of Adam. We all come from Adam, right? That's something that's universally known. We all come out of Adam, but the Lord separated the sons of Adam, meaning we ain't supposed to all be together. That's why when they pushed that American dream, it's only been a nightmare for our people, but it's been a paradise for everybody that's not Native Indian. It's been a paradise for everybody that's not Latino. It's been a paradise for everybody that's not a so-called Negro, because we're the Lord's chosen people. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, and when he separated the sons of Adam, read.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Listen, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Meaning these other nations have their land, they have their inheritance, they have theirs. But what about the children of Israel? What about us? Now we read in this verse that he divided the nations. He gave every nation what they're supposed to have. Keep going.
Verse 9. For the Lord's portion is his people.
For the Most High's portion is everybody.
His people.
For the Lord's portion is the Asians, Africans, Arabs, Polynesians, oppressors, East Indians.
His people.
His people. And who are his people? Israelites. For the Lord's portion is his people. Keep reading.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance, meaning we're the ones that are supposed to inherit. We're the ones that the Lord chose. And here's the thing. I'm glad you made that comment, Jake. Jake from State Farm, let me tell you something. I'm glad you made that comment because you know what Jake from State Farm says. You don't mind me calling you Jake from State Farm, do you? I don't know what employment that you have. I'm sure you make, you know, an excellent amount of money. And I'm just going to use your comment as an example. You saying that it has to be earned, that translates to the oppressors manifesting his destiny. Because the scripture says in Genesis that by the sword shalt thou live. Give me that, Quadazan. Give me that in Genesis. I believe it's the 25th chapter. Give me Genesis 25. Because the Lord said that Esau would live by the sword. And what people don't understand, that's every oppressor. They feel as though that they can go in there, they got the weapons, they got the armory, they can go in and take whatever they want because it's them manifesting their destiny. Jake from State Farm said it's earned and it's won. But on the other side, the loser side, and this is why we say you're a sore winner. Ask the Native American Indian who lives on real concentration camps today. It's not a reservation because it was never meant to preserve the life of the North American Indian or the Seminole Indian, where cartons of milk are $25. $25 for a carton of milk, all because you wanted to manifest your destiny. When you came over, and this is another thing too, which is insane, quite as they love to call our Hispanic brothers and sisters wetbacks, but the oppressor crossed an entire ocean to avoid paying taxes to who? Henry VIII. He didn't want to pay taxes, so you crossed an entire ocean. I think we know who the real wetback is. I think we know. And then when you got here, you unleashed a vicious form of biological warfare on the Native American Indians. You filled blankets and pillows filled with smallpox and gave it to our brothers and sisters and their babies and unalived all the cattle. The oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And he looks at that as, oh, it was earned. It was won. It was me manifesting my destiny. No, it was genocide. It was murder. We know what it really was. You got what I asked for?
Genesis 25 and
by the sword shalt thou live. It might be Genesis 27. Salaki. It's Genesis 27 in verse 40. Genesis 27 and verse, drop down to verse 39. No, verse 40.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And by thy sword shalt thou live. That's how the oppressor lives. You want to live everything. The scripture says earlier in the verse that Esau was a man of the field. Right. The oppressor is a man of the field. Bill, Bob, Jake from State Farm, I know. You like to go hunting. But when you go hunting, you unalive everything. I was watching a Netflix documentary, and this oppressor doused himself in deer and bear fecal matter and piss, and was blending in and was unaliving everything in the goddamn forest. He let the turkey live though, which was crazy. He let the lawful animal live, but cooked Smokey the bear. Cooked Smokey the bear, and he hit Smokey. Like the way he hit him with the rifle, Quadazar, was crazy, and how far away he was. Like it was insanity, and cooked him on a George Foreman grill. Like that's how they live. Esau is a man of the field. He was born red and hairy all over. Biblically, the so-called Caucasian man and woman, your biblical name is Esau. Blacks and Latinos and Native American Indians, we descend from a man named Jacob, whose name was later changed to Israel, Yashuah. But Esau is the progenitor of the white race. That's your name biblically, Adawam in the Hebrew, which means he is wasted away as he, a red dog. That's what the Lord named you. And it said, by the sword shalt thou live. How was Christianity spread throughout the earth? By the sword. It was. You unalived everybody if they did not convert. And you do it now. You do it to this very day. Why do you think the Hispanic man and woman are Catholic? Why do you think that we are Southern Baptists? Why do you think we're Christians today? By the sword shalt thou live. All you know is warfare. To prove all you know is warfare, look what Netanyahu and them are doing over there in Israel. Because at one point, weren't they the victims of war? Weren't you the victims of Germany? Oh, Karab. They done, the class was booming like Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and live access removed. Oppressors was in the comment section agreeing. I'm gonna appeal it. You see, TikTok is hilarious, right? That's why I want to vent about TikTok real quick. You can scroll up and down TikTok and watch a sister do things with a cucumber that was not made for it to be done. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Quatazai, tell them about the videos of the girls with the cucumbers that you was watching earlier. Quatazai was telling me and Marab about it. It's crazy. Like, good night. Quatazai don't watch stuff like that. But I'm joking with Quatazai. But it is insanity when you think about it, though. When you really sit back and think about it, you can go on TikTok and show your ass, shake everything, you know what I mean? You can go up there and talk about anything and everything, but if you go up there teaching the word, you know what I mean? Oh man, you go up here teaching, you know what I mean, that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of by showing the crimes and the atrocities that he's committed. Listen, man, you can't stop the priests, the real priests and prophets of God. The Israelite school of U.P.K, the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge under commanding General YAHANNA will not be stopped. We'll be back. I'm going to get back on TikTok quite the time. I'm going to take a trick out of Amalek's book. I'm going to dig a tunnel. You see what I did there? Dig a tunnel. Because they was in Brooklyn. Amalek was in Brooklyn digging tunnels during COVID, and they found all type of stuff. That's a whole nother topic. We'll go into it. But to finish up what I was talking about, Amalek was a victim of Nazi Germany. And now they're victimizing the Palestinians. And then look at Russia and the Ukraine. Like, that's all the oppressor knows, Quatazah, is war. It said, and by the sword shalt thou live. That's how the oppressor lives today, man. By the sword. When we was in high school, we learned about a man named Alexander the Greek. They call him Alexander the Great, but there was nothing great about that oppressor. Nothing great about it. Alexander was a so-called Macedonian who was an oppressor, who was the devil that the Bible speaks of. Right. And that's all in Daniel, the 7th chapter, when it talks about the other nations and kingdoms that would rise when Daniel saw the vision. Let me tell you something. Alexander circumnavigated the entire earth and started unaliving everything, living by the sword. That's Esau. That's how he lives. He was a man of the field. When he goes hunting, he don't just hunt. He helicopter hunts in Alaska. And they talk about, we got to save the polar bear. From whom? From you. This is the one that killed me quite as high. It's the one that killed. It's the one that get me. But they say, we got to you gotta recycle, and you gotta, you know what I mean? You got to stop throwing your plastic outside in the street and throwing it outside. We don't do that. Every Black and Latino and Native American Indian has a drawer or somewhere in their house full of plastic bags. That ain't us. Right. We ain't killing the turtle. We ain't killing the elephant. We ain't unaliving the polar bear. That's you, Bill. That's Jake from State Farm. It ain't never occurred, right? That I ain't trying to be funny, but don't you find it suspicious, to quote Umar, that you would need insurance from the very person that you need insurance from? You need insurance from Jake from State Farm, and Jake from State Farm is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Right. He's the problem. He's the real problem. Scripture says, and by the sword shalt thou live. Genesis 27 and verse 40. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Let's drop that, Quatazah. Let's drop that. Give me Bobbity. Give me Ecclesiasticus, right? Give me Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39 and verse 28. Give me Ecclesiasticus. No. Before you go there, Salaki. Before you go there, give me Lamentations. Give me Lamentations, the 4th chapter, and start at verse 17. Because what we got to understand, right? We think voting is the solution. We think we can vote our way out of our problems, but we cannot. We can't. We can't. You think Donald Trump is going to be the solution? Donald Trump hates blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Don't you know that? Don't you know that? Why do you think everybody cheered, right, when the one devil came out under him and said, "Oh, Puerto Rico is a shithole island. It's an island of trash." And we know that not to be true, because the Lord's chosen people are there. Aparium in the Hebrew, Aparium, Ephraim. Big shout out to Captain Osh, man. Big shout out to my brother McGunn, the brothers out there in Puerto Rico, and to Commander General YAHANNA and I.S.U.P.K, because we went out there to teach our people, man. That's right. Went out there to Puerto Rico, went out there to Dominican Republic, snuck Captain Capas and Sharatazar, snuck into Haiti. Snuck into Haiti, Quatazar. I ain't even gonna say snuck into Haiti, walked into Haiti and did a damn food drive, man. We're the only ones that gives a damn about so-called Haitians who are the tribe of Levi, Puerto Ricans who are the tribe of Ephraim, you know what I mean? Dominicans who are the tribe of Simeon, the Cubans who are the tribe of Manasseh. That's the next stop, Quatazar. That's the next stop. We're gonna get into Cuba and go get Manasseh next. Because we waking up the Lord's chosen people, because we're the only ones that give a damn about the Lord's chosen people. But you putting your trust in a nation that don't give a damn about us. I'm going to show it to you. Give me the Lamentations, the 4th chapter, and start at verse 17.
That's the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17.
Let's get it.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Listen. Listen. Our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. What is our vain help? I'll tell you what the vain help is. Voting. Voting.
Right.
Listen, man. You thought going out there and getting in those lines. That's what I never understood, right? And y'all gotta get me right, Israel. I never understood it. They say, well, you know, our people died for your right to vote. Nigga, we was dying because the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and is still dying. Like, so what are you talking about? What are you talking about when you say, oh, our people died for your right to vote? Nah, we just died and still die to this day because the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Right. And why it is important to understand this, and to understand the most important thing, is that Christ gave up his life so we can have an opportunity to come back to life. Christ did not give up his life so we can vote in these elections. Christ did not give up his life so we can what? Celebrate Thanksgiving. Like, what the hell do you... Let me tell you something. A lot of y'all don't even like your family. A lot of you are going to get together on Thanksgiving with that uncle that molested you, with that aunt that molested you, that brother, that dad, that mom. And that's a rough situation, Quatazar. Lord be with you. Right. But you don't have to celebrate it. You don't have to do those things. Right. Our eyes failed for our vain help. Keep reading.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We watch for a nation that could not save us. They can't do nothing for us. Right. We think that our people really thought, Quatazar, that Kamala Harris was going to do something, that she was going to make a change. Ain't that what Obama ran on? change. Can I explain something to every black man and woman? You do realize that Kamala is in office now, right? Ain't she the vice president? And she's been the vice president for 4 years. What has she done? What has she done? Nothing. Because Kamala don't give a damn about our people. You did the same thing for Broadway Joe, Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe cannot stand Latinos and Native Indians and black men and women. Are you aware that Joe Biden has signed off on every minor and major crime bill since 1972, since he started his venture into politics? And in the 90s, he signed off with Bill and Hillary Clinton with the 3 strikes rule. Biden has a famous speech where he went out there and said, there's no rehabilitating these people. I don't want my kids going into those jungles with those cockroaches. Who the hell do you think he was talking about? He was talking about us. And then when he ran, he had the nerve to say, if you got a tribe voting between me and Trump, then you ain't black. Like, who the fuck is Joe Biden, slacking for my language, to tell us about our blackness? When Joe Biden is the main reason why a lot of us and why a lot of our fathers and uncles and brothers are in jail now. A good documentary to watch is the documentary on Netflix called Crack. That documentary will really open your eyes on who the devil really is, because they drop crack in our neighborhoods, man. And then when the coke and the crack got a little too much for the oppressor in their neighborhoods, that's when they decided to do something. They got medicine that could cure you of that overnight. They ain't give it to us. You know why? Because they're the devil that the Bible speaks of. Right. You know, we get Nancy Reagan whore self to come out there and say, just say no. Black people, just say no to drugs. Well, on behalf of Commander General YAHANNA, with the opioid crisis that white America is facing, and the fentanyl, and all of the different drugs that plague them down at K&A, just say no. Just say no. Nobody put it in your mouth and making you smoke it and snort it and do what you do. Just say no. Come on now. You know what they need to do quite a lot? They need to get a job. Word. You know what they told us? Get a job. Our eyes is failed for our vain help because you believe in politics. And believing in politics, you're going to be unaware of the fate that is getting ready to bestow on this, that God is going to bestow on this place. And that's World War III. It's right around the corner. It's right there. It is literally right there. You see what's going on in the Middle East with Yahoo and, you know, with Israel and with Palestine and with Iran. Listen, man. And what's that group that Iran is back? Hamas and Hezbollah. They listen, man. It's right there. It's right around the corner. You can forget about Russia and the Ukraine. You know, India and Pakistan have always been at odds. They got guns pointed at each other right now. China is getting ready to take Taiwan tomorrow. You can forget about that Kim Jong-un over there in North Korea. He getting ready too. He got nuclear weapons. It's getting ready to go down. And there's nothing anybody can do about it because this is biblical prophecy. We're worried about the wrong thing. As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. For we have watching for a nation that could not save us. They're not going to save us. They're not. The only thing that could save blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians is a black man by the name of YAHUSHA mashiach, who the world ignorantly knows is Jesus Christ. That is the only way for our people to be saved, man. And Christ is only coming to save his people. That's why it's important to get right now, because the voting system is not going to help you. It's not. You see, listen, you do know Pushaisty called Donald Trump. Vladimir Putin called Donald Trump and congratulated him. Oh, man. And then Zelensky, he called up crying to Donald Trump. But who do you think Donald Trump gonna side with? He already said that he ain't helping nobody. Who-wee? Miss Ukraine gonna be by itself. And that's biblical prophecy too, with Gog and Magog, man. And wait till you see what goes on with France. That's why you got to tune in. Big shout out to Commander General YAHANNA. He's going to be here for the Feast of Hanukkah, December 25th. And let me just take the time to say something too, right? And which is so heavy about that. So many of our people are going to gear up to celebrate Christmas, because so-called Christmas is on December 25th. When Christ was not born on the 25th of December, Nimrod was. And Nimrod was an African that had sex and married his own mother, a heathen, a monster who did not give a damn and hated the Most High, man. Right. That's what you're going to celebrate? That's where the Christmas tree comes from. They used to cut down the evergreen tree because it grew all year long, and they would cut the heads off of the people and put them on the tree, and then you would have to bow down with your gift of tribute and put it under the tree for Nimrod. That sound familiar? You ain't got to do that, man. You can come and celebrate the Feast of Hanukkah, the Feast of the Dedication, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, and watch Commander General YAHANNA do an amazing breakdown on it on December 25th, man. We taking back our culture, man. This menorah that you see right here, the Dawa that you see, the Magun Dawa, which is the shield of David, this is ours, man. This belongs to us. We watch for a nation that could not save us because we looking at the oppressor like they could do something for us, and they cannot. Now is the time for us to come back to who we are in our identity, man. They're not going to save us. They hate us, man. You brothers, I seen them, Latinos for Trump. Latinos for Trump. Here's the one that really get me quite as you foundational Black Americans make me sick because you hate Latinos, you hate Haitians, you hate West Indians, but you love white people though. You are another level of Uncle Tom. You are. You just don't realize it yet. You think Donnie gonna give you you think Donald Trump gonna give you 40 acres and a mule, huh? You think he gonna do something for you? He cannot stand you. You see that fighter John Bones Jones doing a little Trump dance, doing this shit here in the ring, and Trump sitting there looking like a proud slave master with the Wizard of Oz sitting next to him in disapproval with his head down. Elon Musk is the Wizard of Oz, by the way, the real Wizard of Oz. He's real. His name is Elon Musk with Tesla and the robot. About to be our robot tomorrow on Quattro Zachariah. Right. And you worried about the wrong stuff. World War III is right here. It's about to happen. And you watching for a nation, you watching for the oppressor to do something. They're not. They're only going to look out for themselves. We in the Israelite School of U.P.K, our job is to look out for Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. That's why we have these classes. That's why we go out to the street and teach. That's why we on TikTok. That's why we on Facebook, YouTube. We on everything, man. Keep reading, Quadazah.
Okay. Verse 18. They hunt our steps.
They what?
Hunt our steps.
They hunt our steps, man. They hunt our steps. They unalive us, man. They unalive us in the streets, man. We can't listen. How do you know that they hunt our steps? George Floyd. George Floyd was an innocent Black man sitting outside of his car, and that devil, what's his name? What's that devil's name, man? The devil that unalived George Floyd, man. Derek Chauvin. Derek Chauvin unalived our brother, man. And the police department, the other cops helped him, man. And listen, man, they tearing Derek Chauvin up in that prison too. Most High in Christ, as they should. What's heavy, what we gotta realize, man, when them hunting our steps, that happened to Trayvon Martin, walking down the street with an Arizona iced tea and some Skittles. It happened to Tamir Rice, who was in the park playing with a toy gun, when it was two oppressor children in Florida that were shooting real AR-15s at the police. And the police said, we don't want to kill these kids. We don't want to unalive Bill and Becky. Right. They don't give a damn, man. They hunt our steps. Hold on, man. Breonna Taylor and Sandra Bland were in their own house. Weren't they quite out? They was in the bed sleep when the oppressor came in and unalived them, man. Botham Shem Jones was a Haitian brother, man, in the crib listening to music, eating ice cream. And that devil Amber Geiger kicked his door down, man, and unalived him, man. The oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. They hunt our steps. Read.
That we cannot go in our streets.
We can't even go in our streets. Ooh-wee. We can't even go on the street. Can't be in the crib neither. Sandra Bland was in the house, not bothering nobody. Unalived that sister. Threw her out the window. Unalived Breonna Taylor. Unalived Rashad Brooks. Unalived, you know what I mean? What's that brother's name in Atlanta? That was Ahmaud Arbery. Unalived Ahmaud Arbery. Unalived Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin. Unalived Vanessa Gilliam. Vanessa Gilliam was a Mexican sister that they raped, that they chopped her body up and buried her and told her mother that they don't know what happened to her. The United States military and army did that. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. El hombre blanco es el diablo. That's why we got to understand Black and Latino man and woman. Nosotros somos familia una raza. We are one people. One people. We are one family. And it's time for us to come back together against our oppressor, against these other nations, man. All we got is each other, Black, Latino, and First Nation man and woman, and our God and our King. And guess what? That's all we need here in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA.
Right.
Understand that. Keep reading.
Our end is near.
Mm-hmm.
Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come.
Read verse 19.
Verse 19. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heavens.
Why does the Bible say, why is Jeremiah saying that our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven? I'll tell you why. Jeremiah was also the author of Lamentations. Listen, swifter than the eagles of heaven, what is the symbol of America? What was the symbol of Rome? What is the symbol of that sorry team in Philadelphia that y'all root for? The eagle. Eagle. Because the oppressor equates himself to the eagle, and the Lord is telling us, showing us. What did they say when they landed on the moon? The eagle has landed. The Lord is telling us who they are. It's telling us who the oppressor is. And that's why we can't put our trust in him. Give me Isaiah 31. Isaiah 31 and verse 1. Baba Kashaw. Again, if y'all have any questions, type them in. I will be answering y'all questions tonight. Yep. Isaiah the 31st chapter and the first verse. Let's get to it.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help.
Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. The Lord is saying destruction to them that go down to Egypt for help. Because our people, we don't turn to the Most High. We turn to Egypt. We turn to the heathen. Why? Keep going.
And stay on horses and trust in chariots.
You trusting in the chariots. You trusting in the horses. Why? Keep reading.
Because they are many. Because they are very strong.
Because they are many and because they are very strong, I'm going to put my trust in Egypt. I'm going to put my trust in America. You Negroes, man, in the UPK, you in a cult. I'm going to put my trust. It's like that traitor that General Muhammad was talking about yesterday, wanting to be a Navy SEAL. You want to be out there in the woods somewhere thinking you Rambo? Listen, man. Don't be like that, brother. And don't be like these brothers and sisters in the world, man, that go down and look to America. You look into Egypt for help because they are many and they are strong. Read.
But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel.
You look not unto the Holy One of Israel. You're not looking to the Most High. You looking to the Egyptians. when the Most High is the one that made Egypt a desolate dust bowl, man. The Lord is the one that destroyed Egypt. A lot of you so-called Negroes in the world kill me with this, man. Let me hit me one more time. What is that? I'm gonna kind of and can you get my drink out the freezer? It's a little bit strong. Dwight, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate Quat Zachariah, man. Strong young officer coming up in this truth, man. Explain something. You putting your trust in this place, right? And not in the Holy One of Israel, when the Lord is the one that destroyed Egypt. The Lord is the one that destroyed Babylon. The Lord is the one that destroyed the Greeks and the Romans and the Persians. And the Lord is going to destroy America. That's why when you go to Isaiah 30 and verse 1, it says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. You taking counsel, right? But not of the Most High. You taking counsel from the oppressor? You taking counsel from Donald Trump? From Trump. Listen, I got the best wordplay. You know, we're going to do this. I'm going to fix every problem that we have in America. You know, the real issue is quite is that there are no black jobs. There are no black jobs. I went down to the Bronx, and then in the colored people, the Hispanic brothers, they were telling me about their financial woes when it comes to electricity. Well, guess what? We're going to have solar power clippers. Going to have solar power clippers. As a matter of fact, you know what I mean? You're not even going to need a building. You're going to be outside. You're going back out to the field. You know, those are black jobs. Like him coming out there and saying, I'm joking, of course, but he really came out there and said, Israel, that, the real problem is with the minorities that there are no black jobs. What is a black job? Right. According to him, it's being out there in the field and being a slave. And that's why you so-called Negroes that look down upon our Hispanic brothers and sisters, shame on you. And you are a traitor. Our Hispanic brothers and sisters deserve better. They deserve our pity, and they deserve our brotherhood, our sisterhood. That's what they deserve. They don't deserve you putting them down. They do not, because we are family. And Trump don't give a damn about you foundational black Americans. He don't give a damn about you. He don't give a damn about you coon Puerto Ricans that voted for him. I saw a few of you coon Puerto Rican brothers talking about, Puerto Ricans for Trump. When he went out there and said that it was a trash island, man. When the Puerto Ricans are God's chosen people and the greatest people on this earth. The Mexicans are God's chosen people and the greatest people on this earth. The Haitians, who Trump said was a shithole country, are the greatest people on God's earth, man. The so-called Negro, the West Indian, the Seminole Indian, the Native American Indian. Did you know Trump came after the Native Indians too? Trump did not, and look this up, and when you're in your spare time, Israel, look this up. Trump had a big problem with the Seminole and Native American Indians having casinos. And this is before the so-called oppressor got in there and was making themselves $5 Indians. Trump and them boys had a big problem with the tribe of Gad having casinos. He spoke out against them. And we know what's so heavy. Trump has spoken out against every tribe. He has. Because he hates the Lord's chosen people. He hates us. So for you to be a black, Latino, or Native American Indian, think he's your friend? The Lord said, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. You add sin to sin by voting. You add sin to sin by celebrating Thanksgiving. You add sin to sin by celebrating Christmas. It says that they walked to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. You want to trust in Egypt. You want to go down there to Pharaoh and think he's big and bad and give your trust to him. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and that the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. It's been our confusion. Why? Because we want the Egyptians thinking, we can trust after Pharaoh. We can do that. And you know what that is today? Because the word Egypt is a Greek word which means bondage, Egyptos. That's us going to America. That's us going to the oppressor. Walking back, you know what I mean, into the bondage of our enemies, man, that hate us. adding sin to sin, standing in their shadow when they cannot stand you. They cannot stand us, black man and woman, Latino man and woman. Go to Isaiah chapter 1, Quatazai. Isaiah was driving it heavy. Give me Isaiah 1, and I want you to start at verse 3.
Okay. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
The ox knoweth his owner. The ox is a dumb animal. He's stupid. The ox is a dumb animal, but he knows his owner. He know who owned him. Keep reading.
Okay. And the ass his master's crib.
And the ass his master's crib. The donkey, another dumb animal, but he know where home is at. He know where to go. Keep reading.
Okay. But Israel doth not know.
But Israel do not know. And we're Israel, black, Latino, and First Nation man and woman. We don't know. We have no idea. No idea whatsoever. We don't know. When the Lord was telling us, man, when the Lord was telling us, it said, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know. Read.
My people do not consider it.
My people don't even consider it. We don't even consider it. We don't. We don't even consider it. We just look like, oh man, I'm a trust in Trump. I'm a trust in Kamala. You know what trusting in Trump and Kamala is going to do? Nothing. It's only going to make things worse. That's why what we do in the I.S.U.P.K is so glorious. And you know what we do? We do what Isaiah did. We do what Jeremiah did. And what did they do? Give me Jeremiah, right? The 28th chapter. Give me Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. Baba Kushal. Yep. Jeremiah, the 28th chapter and verse 8. Baba Kushal.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before and before thee of old.
Listen, Jeremiah said, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old. Jeremiah is dropping it heavy that the prophets before me and the prophets of old. Keep reading.
Oh, and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries.
We prophesied against many what?
Countries.
Jeremiah said, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries. This ain't the first time. And you got to remember this, around the time of Jeremiah is when we went into the Babylonian captivity. And he's telling our people, the prophets that came before me and that became before thee of old prophesied against many countries. The Lord sent Moses and he prophesied against Egypt, man. Prophesied against them different Africans and Hamites, man. Right. Them different nations that came up before us, the Egyptians, the Philistines, you know what I mean? The Arabs, Ishmael and the Palestinians and the Persians and the Medes, the Babylonians, like all, and the Greeks and the Romans and the rest of the Edomites and Amalek. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old both prophesied against many countries. Read.
And against great kingdoms.
And against great kingdoms. Egypt was a great kingdom. I don't think people understand, Quadazar, that America is Egypt on steroids. America is Egypt and Sodom and Gomorrah on steroids. But back then, Egypt was the superpower back then. They were big and bad. But the scripture says, for this purpose have I raised thee up, that I will show my power in thee. That is in Romans, the 9th chapter. The Lord puffed up and raised up Pharaoh to destroy him. Same thing for these other nations, man. Ain't nothing special about them. Ain't nothing great about them. I deal with brothers in the world all the time and try to tell me about, but Yediah, Kemet, Akhenaten. You should hear these crazy ass niggas, man. This is brother about slavery, man. Shank. I love Shank to death, man. He my brother, man. Shank be talking some crazy shit to me. Quite the time. They could be talking about commit, brother. And then he switch it up. And the Gemini. See, you a Virgo. You see, it's duality. It's Mercury. I'll be waiting on the nigga. He gonna start talking on Dianetics next. He gonna sound like Farrakhan. It's Dianetics. I love the brother, man. God damn, man. The prophets that came before me and before thee of old, both prophesied against many kingdoms and against many countries and against great kingdoms. The Lord sent Moses to prophesy against Egypt. And what happened to Egypt? Egypt got rocked so hard by the Most High, they never recovered. Never. They never did. They still talking about it to this very day. Like, whew, they know what happened. Ask them Africans in the North and South Sudan. Those are the real Egyptians. Mizraim in the Bible, Matazarium in the Hebrew. Them Africans in the South of Sudan, those are the real Egyptians. Because the Egyptians now in Egypt are Arabs. The real Egyptians in that North and South Sudan, living in mud huts and eating mud cookies. Dookie cookies. So smelling like rhinoceros fecal matter and giraffe water. Those are the ones that the Lord destroyed, man. Go ask them. They still ain't recovered. Listen, you see what the Lord did to the Babylonians. You see what happened to Nebuchadnezzar. You saw what happened to Darius and the Persians and the Medes. You saw what happened to the Greeks under Alexander. You saw what happened to the Romans under Caesar. You think America and Trump ain't gonna be no different? The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, both prophesied against many countries and against great kingdoms. Read.
Of war.
Of what?
War.
Of what?
War.
Of war. Ooh-wee. War is coming. World War III is coming. Right. It ain't gonna be the first. Listen, man, it's been 2 woes. It's been 2 woes, 2 great destructions, and there's one more coming. World War III. Of war, read.
And of evil and of pestilence.
Ooh-wee. Of war, evil, and pestilence. War, evil, and pestilence. So you got war coming. You got evil, which is the punishment, you know what I mean, for what these other nations have done to us. When you see stuff happening to Esau, that's the Lord punishing them. Right. But more importantly, when you see stuff happening to us, that's the Lord punishing us. Right. Because we're the ones the Lord chose. The Lord is getting retribution for his people, the Israelites of antiquity, blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. When you see the pestilence, when you see the war, and when you see the evil, that's why it's more importantly for us to get ourselves together. And ooh-wee, do I have to break down pestilence? COVID-19, coronavirus, monkeypox. Because the oppressor wanted to be a sodomite. And why you would want to be a sodomite in the year 2024 is beyond me. Their faces are decaying. What is that? Right. Because you want to lay down with another man, or if you woman want to lay down with another woman, the Lord is against that, man. And let me explain something to you. The Lord is against it if you are. But listen, the Lord is against it, period. The Lord ain't for it. That's why he don't want our people, more importantly. Like black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman, we ain't supposed to be living that lifestyle. But Bill, Bob, and the oppressor, if you want to be LGBTQP, go ahead. You can be that. If the oppressor wants to be a sodomite, let the oppressor be a sodomite. If the Arab or the Chinese or the Africans, if they want to be sodomites, let them be sodomites. We don't have a problem with that. We're really allies of their community, quite bizarre. But here's the only problem. Our people can't be in your community. Black men and women should not be in the LGBTQ. Latino men and women should not be in the alphabet community. Native American Indians and Seminole Indian men and women and babies should not be in the Rainbow Coalition, and go to show them how diabolical they are. The rainbow don't even belong to them.
Right.
Do you realize that the rainbow was a semblance of God promising and making a covenant that he wasn't going to flood the earth no more and destroy it with water? And they took it. Listen, man, we're going to take it back. We're going to take it back. And that's why it's important to realize, man, we ain't supposed to live those lifestyles. Right. That pestilence, that COVID-19, that was rough. And there's more coming. The monkeypox, because you wanted to, because Don Lemon wanted to do God knows what with an oppressor. Salaki Quadazai. Monkeypox is here. There is more pestilence to come. Verse 9. Read.
The prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass.
Listen, man, the prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass. Read.
Then shall the prophet be known.
Then shall the what?
The prophet be known.
This is how you know the prophet going to be known. And Commander General YAHANNA is being known today. Listen, man, 13 Shield Commander General YAHANNA of the Israelite School of U.P.K. Listen, man, the head of this nation, under Christ, understand something. It's being known the great work that the general is doing, that the rest of the generals is doing, that Captain Ty Ward, Captain Mashiach, Captain Zariak is world famous, man. Podcast after podcast. Cap be like, listen, man, you got to outwork me. And that's damn near impossible. But guess what? We got to do it. Because it's our job to not stop. No diddy. It's a lot. Can't stop, won't stop. No diddy. The work never stops. The work does not stop Black, Latino, and First Nation man and woman. We got to keep at it. It says, then shall that prophet be known that the Lord have truly sent him. The Lord did not send purple rain under your bishop. As gay as it could be in the purple. He ain't send him. He ain't send the GMS boys. He ain't send, you know what I mean, the club camps. They know who they are. Not worthy enough to mention. The Lord did not send you. The Lord sent the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General YAHANNA. And we've been doing this since 1969, teaching that the children of Israel are so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. More pestilence, more disease, more of that is coming. As a matter of fact, let's get that. If I could. Hold on, go ahead, Desire. I know I'm running. But give me 2nd Ezra. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5. Give me the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5. There's war to come, man. World War III right there. It's coming. It's coming. It ain't going nowhere. It's more pestilence, more disease that's coming. And I'm going to show it to you because it's in the Bible and your pastor don't know the Bible. And I'm going to show it to you. We're going to go to the book of 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha. And guess what? The Apocrypha is biblical canon. If you can get yourself a 1611 King James Bible, it has this Apocrypha in it. If you can't, just get a regular King James Bible and then get a King James Apocrypha. Go to the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5, Baba Kusho.
Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world.
The Lord said that he would bring plagues upon the world. Ooh-wee. The Lord said he was going to bring plagues. Plagues meaning pestilence, being disease. It's coming. Keep going. You see the coronavirus. You see COVID-19. It's more diseases that are going to come that are going to make COVID and the monkeypox look like nothing. Remember, we prophesied it first. Commander General YAHANNA been telling you. Keep going.
The sword.
The what?
The sword.
The sword, meaning death. Death is coming. War is coming. War is coming. The sword. You see it right now. Russia and the Ukraine. Listen, Iran and Israel. with the Palestinians, Pakistan and India. Come on now. China and Taiwan. North and South Korea. You see it. Keep reading. Famine. Food shortages. Man, you know how many food shortages it is? Oh, man. Quite as that. They saying something wrong with the beef, something wrong with the chicken. The truck drivers is getting ready to go on strike in January if they don't come to an agreement. Quite as they're gonna they're gonna shut the harbor down again in Baltimore. No more produce. Gonna be a rough spot. Famine. Keep reading.
Death.
Do I gotta break that down? Do I gotta break that part down? Death. And not just the physical death. We are spiritually dead as a people. Already. You worried about some zombie apocalypse. We're already the walking dead. We're already. I'm not talking about the show that you watch on Netflix and Hulu. We are already the walking dead as Blacks and Latinos. But death is coming. This is why it's time to get right now. Keep reading.
And destruction.
And destruction. Oh, man. To be destroyed, man. Ain't nothing like the Lord destroying you. Nobody can mess your life up the way the Most High can. And that's what you got to understand, man. You worried about what the oppressor can do to you. You need to worry about what the Lord will do to you. Right. Read verse 6.
Verse 6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. The wickedness of the oppressor in this place have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. That's why when you read in the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10, when it says, arise ye and depart. Listen, when it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, for it is polluted. This place is polluted, man. How do you know it's polluted? They want us to celebrate the mass genocide and unaliving of our native Indian brothers and sisters, and then try to gouge it as, oh, it's family coming together. It's the only time of the year where you mean to tell me the last Thursday of November is the only time when family can come together? We come together in the UPK all the time, quite as I know we don't. Do we not? You can come together with your family if you want to. You don't need the oppressor to tell you to come together with your family. Like who? And that goes to show you, man, the Stockholm syndrome is real and alive and well. Like who in the hell is the oppressor to tell us when we can get together with our family? You can get together with your family any day of the week and of the month and of the year. This place is exceedingly polluted. Keep reading.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled. How do you know that their hurtful works are fulfilled? You have to look at what they promote. People, I'll use two worldly examples. People demonize a basketball player by the name of LeBron James, and they say, oh, it's nepotism, Yadiah. It's nepotism because he got his son in the NBA. Niggas will argue that. You didn't even know what the word nepotism meant yesterday, but because LeBron got his son in the NBA, you like, it's nepotism. It ain't fair. It ain't right. Bron ain't this. Bron ain't that. But you won't say nothing about Dwayne Wade.
Right.
And what Dwayne Wade is doing is against the Most High. Like what he's doing is absolute abuse. Allowing his son to believe that he's a girl and supporting it, man. That type of deviant and trying to find the words. That type of deviant and destructive behavior should never be tolerated. But America views Dwayne Wade as an excellent father, but Bron, And that's the story of our people in America, where they love to demonize Black and Latino and First Nation men and say, oh, you're not real men. You're not fathers. When, I'm going to dispel another myth. You do realize that brothers are raising their kids, right? But shout out to every brother that's in their child's life and and in their households that don't brag about it. I'll use my brother, Quatazar Karab, as a beautiful family, man. Kids that are his and are not, that he's taken excellent care of, man. Because the scripture also says to be a father to the fatherless. Taking care of his family. Look at all of us in the car, man, and his beautiful family, man. Taking care of his wife and them kids, man. Raising them up. Offer some malakia, man. Kalatas are like brothers is out here. Even brothers in the world, man. Brothers in the world is in their kids' lives. They there. But they try to demonize brothers, Quatazar Karab. Try to make it seem like it ain't no good father. So you know what you need to do? You need to abort that baby. If I could just say, I don't mean to go off topic, Quatazar. But that's what Kamala ran on. Kamala ran on the notion, which goes all the way back to Egypt, of killing our babies. That is a tactic that the Egyptians used. When the Egyptians saw that we were growing strong and mighty, it terrified them. They decided to use population control. They said that if it's a girl Israelite, let the girl live. But if it's a boy, if it's an Israelite boy, unalive him. Feed him to the crocodiles. Throw him in the Nile. Is that not what they did, Quatazar? Why did they do that? Because they cannot stand our people and they fear us. Why the boys? Because men carry the seed. Men carry the seed. I'll give you an example. Kamala Harris's father is an oppressor, which means she's an oppressor. Bob Marley's father is an oppressor, which means he's an oppressor. Tracy Ellis Ross's father is an oppressor, and she's an oppressor. Now, like you, some brothers and sisters that you think would be oppressors, but they're actually black. Believe it or not, Logic is an Israelite. Believe it or not, Joyner Lucas is an Israelite. Zendaya, she's an Israelite. Each of them have black fathers. You are who your daddy is. That's Numbers 1:18. By the pedigree of your father. They know that. But Kamala ran on a diabolical run. During the Democratic convention, she had a bus where men could get on the bus and get a vasectomy. And where the sisters could get abortions on a bus. It's evil, Black, Latino, and First Nation man and woman. And if I could, Quatazar, stay where you at, brother. Stay where you at for a second. I got a scripture I want to read for y'all. I'm gonna get right back on topic in a second. We're gonna read Lamentations, the 4th chapter, and the 3rd verse. It says, "Even the sea monsters draw out the breast; they give suck to their young ones." Meaning this: even the whale, the orca, killer whale, they give suck to their young ones. They feed their babies. The great white shark, they feed their babies. The dolphins, all the monsters of the deep, even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people, the daughter of the Lord's people are Israelites, Israelite women, Black, Latina, and First Nation women. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. You become cruel. You want to live our babies. And that's what we need to stop. More importantly, stop unaliving the babies. Let the babies live. And if I could deviate just a little bit more, Quatazar, from the topic, I'm going to get back on and tie it back in. You want to know the best form of birth control, Black woman, Latina woman, and First Nation woman? Close your goddamn legs. Right. That's what you do. Close your legs. That's all. That's all. Are you that much of a deviant where you can't control your lust, where you have to receive every man, and brother, you just can't pull out? You just gotta Yeah, I mean, you just gotta jump in it. Now, how about get to know each other? How about sit down and have a conversation? It don't always gotta be what you think it gotta be. Quite the time. It don't always gotta be that. Your first option should not be to unalive the babies. Let our babies live. And understand that if you are going to lay down with a brother, black woman, and brother, if you are going to lay down with a sister, there is a strong chance that you can have a baby. And more importantly, sex is marriage, by the way, too. Understand that is a marriage union according to God, not a ring. But that's the notion that Kamala ran on. To come after the kids. Forget Kamala Harris. Forget the oppressor and these heathens, man. We need to have our babies. You're going to lay down with that sister, you're going to lay down with that brother. Understand a baby can come about it and let the baby live and take care of that baby. Because that black and Latino First Nation baby that grows inside of you, sister, it don't belong to you and it's not your right to unalive. That baby belongs to God. And nobody unalived you. Let the babies live. That's all. If I could, give me Bobbity. Go to Ecclesiasticus, right? 39 and 28. Because guess what? The Lord has a way of dealing with the oppressor and what they do to us. And I'm going to show you. The Lord is going to use the angels. And I need you to understand something. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. And I don't think they understand quite as I. You saw an angel, I think you faint. First you talk about, I saw angels. No, you didn't. I saw little fat white babies in the sky. Go ahead, quite as I.
Yeah, but God was just looking at, who was it? I forgot what it was, but he turned to a Christian. Like he was talking about how one of his friends died and he went to heaven. He went to heaven and up. And I just was thinking, like, you just probably had a dream. Probably what it was. He just woke up.
Listen, brother, let me tell you something. My mother told me that she had a nightmare. She said that she was in the bedroom and there was this giant bronze, like dark bronze creature with 4 different faces, wings, walking around. And she said it scared the hell out of her. She said she'd never seen something so terrifying. And as she was describing it, I said, Mama, you saw an angel. You saw, she was like, no, I showed her in Ezekiel. I was like, that's what you saw? She's like, that described. I'm like, yeah, that's what an angel looks like.
Right.
That's what an angel looks like. Ain't them fat white babies that you see in the Catholic Church. And you know why? And let me say something on that too. You know why they have fat white babies up there? Because the oppressor is a damn pedophile. He's a pedophile. And pedophilia will be added to the alphabet community's letters. Soon it's going to be the LGBTQP. Because they can't help what they like, Quataza. Remember, they were born this way. They're going to push it. But back to the topic at hand. The Lord is going to send his angels, and they are going to do work. And I'm going to show you that in the Bible. Give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 28.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
There be spirits that be created for vengeance. Let me tell you something. The Lord fights for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans through his angels and through his prophets. But more so, when you see these natural disasters going on, when you see everything that goes on with the hurricanes and the tornadoes and everything that happens, guess what, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman? That is the Most High. That's the Lord doing that. It says there are spirits that be created for vengeance. Read.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
And which in their fury lay on sore strokes. Meaning, listen, man, the Lord gonna send them angels down and they gonna hit you. You see all them hurricanes that happen, them tornadoes, Quatazar, the floods. Oh, the Lord is getting this get back, man. You know what we say, Quatazar, the get back coming.
Right.
The get back is coming. Right. And the Lord is the one that's getting the get back. He's using the angels to do it. Keep going.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force. We're about to see the Lord work. We're about to see what the Christians say. Let my God work. I see you. See, the problem is, Christian, your God is the oppressor. Wait till you see our God work in the Israelite school of UPK. The Most High Yahawah. Wait till you see him work. He's working right now. You saw it with the COVID-19, the coronavirus. You saw it, man. We saw it quite as out. The Lord is going to destroy this place, man. World War III is around the corner. Keep reading.
And appease the wrath of him that made him.
And appease the wrath of him that made him. And when you read verse 29, it says fire, hail, famine, and death. All of these were created for vengeance, man. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. That's what the Most High is bringing, man. And it's going to happen. World War III is around the corner, Black, Latino, First Nation, man and woman. And guess what? It's glorious. It is glorious in our sight. Give me Joel, the 3rd chapter. Give me Joel, the 3rd chapter. Start at verse 1.
God is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. For, behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Listen, man, the Lord said this, that he shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Meaning we were going to go back into captivity, going back into slavery. Keep reading.
Verse 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
And they will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, meaning the Lord is going to bring all these nations down into the Middle East, down into the southern part of the Middle East. And guess what? Read.
And will plead with them there for my people.
And will plead with them there for my people. Meaning this, the Lord said he was going to plead with them. Meaning the Lord is going to destroy these other nations for who?
For my people.
For my people. Who are the Lord's chosen people? Israelites, man. Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Read.
For my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations.
For my heritage, Israel, for whom they have scattered among the nations. Ooh-wee. Keep reading.
And parted my land.
And parted my land. Listen, man, they have scattered our people among the nations, man. That's in Deuteronomy 28 and 64 and 68. And how we came into America, how we got everywhere on the earth, man. Why you can find an Israelite in captivity everywhere. Keep reading.
Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people.
They have cast lot. Hey, man, they done had a dice game for us. Keep reading.
And have given a boy for an harlot.
They given a boy for a harlot. Read.
And sold a girl for wine.
And sold a girl for wine. You see what they have done. You see what they have done. Keep reading.
That they might drink.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zion?
Zidon.
And all the coast of Palestine.
And all the coast of what?
Palestine.
All of that land belongs to us, man. It says, and what have you have done with me, O Tyre, O Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Belongs to the Most High, man. It belongs to our people. Keep reading.
Will ye render me a recompense?
Will you render me a recompense? How you gonna compensate me? Keep going.
And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
And I will return your recompense upon your own head. Meaning, all of these nations are going to pay for their part on what they have done to our people. Why? Read verse 5.
I don't come. Verse 5. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold.
You taken our silver and our gold. Read.
And have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
You taking the Lord's goodly pleasant things, man. Took all the gold, took all the silver, took the menorah. Oh man, Jeremiah had to hide the Ark of the Covenant. Keep going.
I don't come. Verse 6. The children of Israel also of Judah.
The children also of Judah. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem. Read.
Have ye sold unto the Grecians?
And have you sold unto who?
The Grecians.
And have you sold unto the Grecians? Who are the Grecians? The Greeks, the oppressors. You sold that black, Latino, and First Nation man and woman to the Greeks, to the white man. Read.
That ye might remove them from their border.
You might remove them from their border. Took us out of our land, man, and destroyed us, raped us, unalived us, and put us in captivity. Read.
Verse 8. Verse 8.
Verse 7.
Verse 7. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them.
The Lord said he was going to raise us out of the place whether ye have sold them. And we're going to get risen, and we're getting risen right now. What do you think the Lord's doing in the I.S.U.P.K under command of General YAHANNA?
Right.
When the Lord said, behold, I will raise them out of the place whether ye have sold them. You sold us, man. And that's how we ended up here in America. And guess what? The Lord said he was going to rise us up. Rise us, rise us up. And he doing it. In the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA. We up right now. Keep going.
And will return your recompense upon your own head.
And will return your recompense upon your own head, meaning to get back coming. Meaning now you got to pay what you owe. The scripture says you will reap what you sow. Keep reading.
Verse 8. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah.
Oh, it says we're going to sell your sons and your daughters into the children of Judah. Let me tell you something, partners. I got big dreams. You should see some of the things that go on in my head. One of my dreams, brother, I'm riding on a big mountain horse, right? Big black mountain horse. You know what I mean? Riding on one. I ride down to I.S.U.P.K's plantation. I.S.U.P.K says, "Slakia, sir." You know what I mean? They ready. I kick open the first barn door, and the first oppressor woman with her baby, I'm going to take the baby. And they're going to plead with me too, quite the time. The father and the mother, they're going to come to me and say, "Master, nigga, please. I want you got to call me nigga. I want you, that's going to be an order. Don't call me your daddy. Don't call me my Lord. Don't call me none of that shit. I'm going to be nigga, master nigga. Call me that." And I'm going to be like, "Don't worry. You'll see him again." And then after a few years, I'm going to come back. I'm going to put the little devil boy or girl on the ground while they run around, doing what bad little kids and devil kids do. And the mother is going to have the heart to ask me, "Is this my baby, my Lord? Is this my baby, my master nigga?" I'm going to look at her. I'm going to look at the baby and say, "Look at you. Look at her. Look back at me. Look back to her, back to me." And then I'm going to sell the baby to Quatazar. Put him in a box, poke some holes in it, and then he just going to be working for Quatazar. Oh, it's going to be, I'm going to be bigger than Amazon. I'm going to be bigger than Wish, all of them, Quatazar. We're going to be bigger than that. Because you did that to us. You gave us PTSD by taking our babies and selling our babies, man. We're going to sell yours. Oh, yeah, we are. Listen, man, me and Marad done talked about it. Me and Marad got an arrangement going on. See, to give you a little story, Just to give you a little insight. Marah said that he's going to have like his own games, right? Where his oppressors could fight for their freedom. And if they win, they get to go to freedom. So you're going to dig a moat. You're going to have the oppressors, you know what I mean? You know, the oppressors are going to dig a moat, and they're going to have to jump and put their head through a rope and swing across to the other side. And if they do that successfully, without getting hung and unalive, quite as I, they had freedom. Here's the problem. The few oppressors that do survive and swing to freedom, freedom is going to be the name of my plantation. They're going to be on my property, which means I'm going to own them. So, you ain't even get it, quite as I. You like, that nigga, this nigga crazy. You ain't get it. They're going to swing. They're going to swing to freedom. Freedom is the name of that's going to be the name of my plantation. I'm going to have games too. I'm like, your salvation is on the other side. That's going to be Marah's plantation's name, Salvation. Either way, you're going to sell, you're going to do your time in captivity. There is no salvation for the oppressor. There is no freedom. It's not going to happen. The Lord said that, behold, I will raise them out of the place whether ye have sold them, and I will return your recompense upon your own head, and I will sell your sons and daughters into the children of Judah. Or said he's going to sell them. Give me Zechariah 14 and verse 12, and then give me, that's another good one. Give me Zechariah 14 and verse 12 of the show.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all people that have fought against Jerusalem.
Listen, man, it's going to be the plague against them that have fought against Jerusalem. In World War III, right, when Armageddon comes, when World War III and Armageddon comes, guess what? These other nations are going to fight against each other, and then when Christ returns, they're going to turn and fight against Christ. But this is going to be the plague, right, against them that fought against the Lord's chosen people. Keep read it.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Ooh-wee, that's a rough one. Read that again.
Their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Listen, it's a lot here. Have you ever seen Judgment Day, Terminator 2 Judgment Day? It's one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite scenes is when Sarah Connor is like, no, on the gate. And then she, the nuclear bombs go off and she disintegrates in her tongue and her eyes, incinerate inside of her head. Ooh, that's biblical prophecy. Where do you think they got that from? It's Judgment Day, baby. I'll be back. Listen, man, that's biblical prophecy, Quantizer. That is biblical prophecy. It's a rough one. It says, and this shall be the plague where the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. That is going to happen to the oppressor. That's what's going to happen. Salaki. That's a rough one. That is a rough one. That's why we got to understand, man, and that's why we have to realize this. And Christ was so right when he said this. If I could just read this in Matthew 24 and 20. This is why we have to realize that we have to get right now. Because during the time of Noah, it says in Matthew 24, I'm going to start at verse 38, it says, for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage. They were getting married, giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark and knew not the flood came and took them all away. So shall the coming of the Son of Man be. That's how the coming of Christ is going to be in the world, in the midst of World War III, when Christ return. In verse 40 says, then shall two be in the field, one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for you know not what hour the Lord doeth come. It's time to get right now, man. Not get right later, get right now. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Black, Latino, and First Nation, man and woman. Armageddon is coming. Armageddon is coming. That's in what? Revelation 16 and 16? When the book of Revelation, the 16th chapter, when it talks about them vials being opened, it says in Revelation 16 and 16, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. That is Har-Magog-Don. Har-Magog-Don in the Hebrew, man. Har-Magog-Don. And when that happens, boy, it's going to be a rough one. It's going to be a rough one, Black, Latino, and First Nation, man and woman. If I could just get one last scripture. What we need to realize, man, as the Lord's chosen people. Give me Baruch 3 and 4. The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 4. Remember this while we're in this captivity, Black, Latino, and First Nation, man and woman. Remember this. And then I'm going to show you Har-Magog-Don in Hebrew on the board. And then we're going to clip the class.
This book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 4. O Lord Almighty, thou God of Israel, hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites.
Hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites. Hear now the prayer of the dead Israelites, our people that were unalived by the oppressor, our people that have been abused by the oppressor. Hear now our prayer. Read.
And their children, that's like, and of their children.
Mm-hmm. And we are their children. We are their children. Read.
Which have sinned before thee.
Which have sinned before thee. Because we sinned before our God. I'm going to drop down in Baruch 4 and 6. It said, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies, for ye have provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God that have brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. We forgot who our power was. We forgot who our God is. But the glorious thing is, we say, Barakatah Yahawah Yahushua 4 is our King, Yahushua mashiach. The Most High gave us Christ so we can have an opportunity to come back to the Most High. The only way you can serve Christ is by coming into the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge under commanding General YAHANNA. That is the only way. The only way. If you really want to serve Christ, you got to come into the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
Christ did not give up his life so you can continue eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster and voting. Christ gave up his life so we can have a second chance at life.
Right.
And with that being said, man, I'm your brother, priest and officer of 5,000 Yedaya. I want to take the water to everybody tuning in. Officer Marah, my big brother, will be back next Friday. You know what I mean? He'll be back next Friday. I want to implore you all to pay your tithes. Pay your tithes. You know what I mean? Go to ISUPK.com. You can go to the Zelle. Also, too, man, can tune in to Commander General YAHANNA Black Watch every Monday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Commander General YAHANNA drops it every Monday, And on Wednesday nights too, man, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Tune in to Black Watch on Saturday with the captains, Captain mashiach, you know what I mean, and the other captains that be on there. Tune in, you know what I mean, the Let a Hebrew Speak with 12 Shield General Hazayan, Ashley the Prophets, General Mayaka Allah, on Wednesdays. And with that being said, man, I'll pass the class off to my brother, priest and officer Quatazar Karab. Before you do that, show him Hebrew on the board real quick. Har Magog done. Har Magog done, right? It's Armageddon. Armageddon. And Armageddon is coming. It is. And what's important to realize with that, now is the time to get right. Now is the time to do better.
Right.
And how do you do that? By coming into the I.S.U.P.K under command of General YAHANNA.
That's right.
I pray you understand. That being said, I'm going to pass the class off to Priest and Officer 500 Quatazar Karab.
This is I.S.U.K security announcement. We got an I.S.U.K starting out of 1 West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, brother and sister will be permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means the 10 of the Hebrew by I.S.U.A. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we got the Feast of Hanukkah, which is the feast of dedication. It's having the 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. So it's December 25th. For 8 days. If you want to read up on it, go to the first Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 52. Read down to 61. Also, too, on the Feast of Hanukkah, right, Commander General YAHANNA will be performing the service, man. Commander General YAHANNA will be teaching the class in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? December 25th. If you can make it down to the Philly school, make it down, man. Commander General YAHANNA is going to drop it heavy. Go ahead, Quatazar. And check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf with that of YAHUSHUA. This is the brothers. All right, men of Israel, women of the brothers, one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Madam Barak, YAHAWAH, YAHUSHUA, Barakathon. Yajimatai, sorrow, brothers and sisters. All right, sisters, we'll give you a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Madam Barak,
Yahweh Shamar, Yahweh Shamar, Alatham, Ba'ashem Yahushua. December 25th, Israel, Commander General YAHANNA will be teaching the class. Commander General YAHANNA will be teaching the Feast of Hanukkah. Well,